We're supposed to be the best goddamn country in the world. This is the best we can do? I call bullshit.
Alaska leads the nation in sexual violence. It is the national epicenter.
He kidnapped her, he tricked her, and he sexually assaulted her.
Don't be silent anymore.
Because women, Alaska Native women, are Native women, have no status.
He got a get out of jail free pass for what he did to this young lady.
Activists in Alaska are trying to bring down a judge who gave no jail time to a man who assaulted a young Native woman. If they're successful, the judge could be voted out during midterm elections.
We are going to hold all of them accountable because that's how we end rape culture in Alaska, is we are going to call out everybody who had a part in this, and Judge Michael Corey is one of them. Back in August 2017, an air traffic controller named Justin Schneider was on his way to work in the middle of the day and stopped by a gas station in the middle of Anchorage, Alaska, and he pretended to know this woman who was hanging out at the gas station. We don't know this woman by name, but we know that she was a 25-year-old Alaska Native woman. He pretended to know her and offered to give her a ride to her boyfriend's home on the other side of town, and she accepted and got in the car. Instead, he took her somewhere else, and he made her get out of the car. He strangled her with both hands, telling her that he was going to kill her. She then passed out and he ejaculated all over her face and hair. And then when she woke up, he was standing over her with his pants unzipped.
She immediately called 911. She reported his license plate. She picked him out of a lineup.
She did everything she was supposed to do.
At some point during this process, the prosecution dropped 3 of the felony assault charges into sexual charges.
He walked free out of the court with no jail time, did not have to register as a sex offender.
What Schneider did is not considered a sex crime under Alaska law, but there is a way his plea deal could have been denied.
Judge Corey was at the end of this. He could have said, you know, this is not what we stand for. He could have said something.
The judge in question, Michael Corey, technically could have rejected the plea deal and called for a harsher sentence for Schneider. But he didn't, and many activists say this happens all too often.
I am a white woman, and I think that if I had been the victim in this case, Justin Schneider would have walked away with several years of jail time. I do not think that the state of Alaska takes sexual assault seriously. I think our statistics prove it. What we have is an epidemic of sexual assault and violence against women.
Alaska's sexual assault rate is 3 times higher than the national average. 59% of women here say they're victims of sexual or domestic violence.
So I'm a social worker. I work with children and families, and I see lots and lots of domestic violence and sexual assault. I myself am a survivor of sexual assault, so I think I understand it, and I think I know a little bit of what that victim may have felt. We know that half of the sexual assaults in Alaska are against Native women, even though they only make up 20% of the population.
Your voice was not silenced, like the many Alaska Native women in our community have been silenced. What happened to my great-great-grandmother, what happened to many women in my family, is not going to happen to my daughter.
You know, this is really important to Alaska Natives because for a long time they have been silenced. Not only for Alaska Natives, but for indigenous people all across this continent.
I think we have to look at the history of where we're at in this country and realize that our institutions were created by white womanizing, indigenous hating, slave-owning white men. And like that is still affecting us today. And like I may not be indigenous and I may not be a woman, but coming from being African American, being a vet, and having an indigenous son, that when I need help, when my community comes under attack, this community is gonna extend its hand out to us too. And that's the only way we're gonna get through what we're going through.
This isn't the first time a judge has come under question for lenient sentencing. California Judge Aaron Persky was recalled after he sentenced Brock Turner to only 6 months in jail after Turner sexually assaulted an unconscious woman.
Enough is enough. We need to send a message to the bench and to the criminal division that we are paying attention as Alaskans. We are informed citizens, and we are going to use the judicial process to make ourselves heard in November.
Activists say the judge campaign is just the first stop. They're on a mission to reform Alaskan law to better protect women.
And we want to send a message to the judges to the Department of Law and to the legislature that we're not going to tolerate that anymore.
It does create this deep anger in you. Judge Corey really allowed a lot of open wounds to come out. I see so much hope for change right now. Right now is a time where women are stepping up and speaking truth, and I feel like that's a really monumental thing.
Everyone here, everyone in Alaska right now are the ones that are going to change these systems. We're not going to let our Indigenous women go missing. We're not going to let them be murdered, assaulted, and we're certainly not going to let their perpetrators off with a pass.